Hello, everybody. My name is AhnoldRunningMan. I hope you guys are having a swell time and all good things. Yes, of course. Okay. I'm at a weird place. Just being real. I love Division 2. I really do. I absolutely love Division. However, I hate Ubisoft. I'm in a weird state in the game. I've been playing this game on and off for about the entire lifespan of the game, which is about 7 years, going on 8. And coming into the new year, like I'm just coming to the realization it's like Division 2 is like the only game that I can just not put down. I cannot stop playing. It always drags me back in, and there's no other game that fits that mold or fits that universe, I should say, or fits that feel. Division 2 has such a cool environment where like the reality of it, there's no jetpacks, there's nothing too crazy or too out of the ordinary besides some weapons doing certain status effects and stuff like that. But Division just has like a certain aura. As best I can explain that. It's just too good. Like it's just down to like when you aim your weapon and you can while you're aiming your weapon, you can press shift and your shoulder just switches seamlessly. You don't have to do anything or have to press a different button. You just press shift while you're aiming. Like stuff like that. That's what makes Division 2 like such a crucial shooter to me when other games do third person shooters and you can't for some reason some of the third person shooters I play, you can't even switch shoulders or it's a different button entirely. And worse, when sorry, I'm sick. When Division what was that other game that was coming out recently that was canceled that Tarkov version they were making, or that Fortnite Tarkov their version they were making, I should say. I forget what it's called, but I played the alpha and multiple alphas, and they changed the controls. You couldn't shoulder switch anymore, and I imagine it's because they added melee weapons now, so you could switch that while you weren't aiming down sights because you can't aim a melee weapon, right? Which makes sense in that regard, but like, uh, it just didn't fit. It didn't work in my opinion. Like, 'cause it just felt weird. It didn't feel like Division anymore. It felt like a different game entirely. In my honest opinion, it just wasn't Division. And it wasn't even a good attempt at making a PvP version of Division either. Like, how do you mess up taking what you know from survival to Dark Zone to, in my opinion, making the best version of Arc Raiders, but not being Arc Raiders? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you don't do that. Ubisoft has such a golden goose with Division 2, it is not even funny that I have said this in my old videos. I don't want a Division 3. I really don't. I get it that people want more places to visit, more places to go, new environments to explore. Just put it in Division 2. Don't make a Division 3 because you know what's going to happen. They're going to mess it up. They're going to add something stupid to the game like they did with Division 2 when Division 1 was still in its prime. Like Division 1 was a fantastic game, man. Like even guns had like actual feel. The guns sounded great. They had actual recoil. You actually had to aim properly, and your mods that you had to put on your gun actually mattered, and your attributes and your gear score, everything actually mattered. Whereas Division 2, it just made it really seamless and made it really streamlined for the just idiot like myself to just make the bare bones build and be good at the game naturally. Whereas Division 1, you actually needed to think, in my opinion. You're not in Division 1, you're not able to just slap on a talent on there and then the gun just be good. You know what I mean? Like you actually had to get gear that attributed to that gun actually being good and unlock the talent or the talent that you want to make it good. And you could have multiple talents on multiple guns if you were able to, move your gear around and again, do math to get that gear or talent that you want. Like just actually a couple of videos ago, I made a video about the companions. Now, it's a good concept. However, why didn't they just take a page from Monster Hunter? Why didn't they just treat companions like palicos? It it would have been better. It would have made more sense. You know, if you have a party of 2, you have your companions. If you have a party of 4, your companions go away, but you keep your buffs. You know what I mean? Like it. Why allow your teammates to take control of the companion when they're in your party, when you're the host? What? No, that's dumb. But yeah, I already made a whole video about that. That whole concept doesn't make any sense to me, and it angers me more because it just makes me want Capcom to bring back Lost Planet. For the love of God, please bring back Lost Planet. And I'm not talking about Lost Planet 3. I'm talking about like Lost Planet 2 gameplay. That was effing fun. Oh my God, what a game to play right there. Just a fun party game to play with your friends and great arcade shooter in general. Like it was just a complete bullshit fest. It was great. But Arnold, I hear you say that's a science that's a science fiction type of game. You why are you talking about that game? And it's like, yeah, that's true in some sort, but you were still human. You know, you were still a human in an alien world. You still had human like mobility. Your grappling hook wasn't a gravity defying grappling hook. It had a utility. You could use it to get to higher positions. You could treat it like you were a strider where you can hang off a wall and, you know, evade attacks or hide from people in PvP, which cool. I don't know if anyone remembered, but Lost Planet 2 had PvP and it was fun. It was actually fun. But again, Lost Planet 2 had a lot of problems because of the Windows Live thing, and you try to play it now because supposedly Capcom fixed that on PC, but they didn't really. And yeah, uh, I miss that game. I really do. I never really got to really play it fully in its prime, and to be honest with you, like I repeatedly played the demo because my family was broke. It released when I was a kid. I didn't get a PS3 till Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, and that was the only game I had for the PS3, and that was the only game I could ever get. Dude, I can go on hours about this game. Oh my fucking God. I think I have an issue. Maybe I have a problem. Maybe yeah, it's a problem. Metal Gear Solid 4, one of my all-time favorite games. I would die on that hill and say Metal Gear Solid 4 is better than Metal Gear Solid 5 in terms of both content and gameplay and story and everything. Absolutely everything. Guns, dude, you can't beat Metal Gear Solid 4. It's such a good game. It's so good. I miss that game. I think I poured most of my childhood into Metal Gear Solid 4. Most of my childhood. Like on repeat, just constantly playing that game, replaying it over and over again, and listening to David Hayter's voice. And that's part of the reason why I liked the voice acting and wanted to do voice acting so much is because of David Hayter. So yeah, it's David Hayter's fault that I wanted to be a voice actor, and why I wanted to focus so much on the deep voice for my videos sometimes, because I can't help myself. You know what I mean? Like it's too addicting. Division 2 is just the game I can't put down. And if they were ever to here's the thing with Division 2. It's my main issue with Division 2 is the fact that it's the only franchise, it's the only game in the entire planet Earth that does what Division 2 does. There is no other third-person shooter that's based in reality the way Division 2 is. There's no other third-person shooter that has the same seamless mechanics that Division 1 has mixed with Division 2. There's no other third-person shooter that has the reality, you know, like the military aura of your character, you know, you being human. Basically, you're a human. You're not an alien. You don't have a mech suit. You don't have jetpacks. You don't have a grappling hook that defies gravity. You are a human that has these skills that help you in battle, but it's not too out of the ordinary that a normal human wouldn't have. You know what I mean? What sucks the most is that a lot of other third-person shooters don't do AI, like enemy AI, like Division 2 does. Specifically Division 2, where, for example, rushers, if you see one rusher in front of you, there's probably going to be a second one towards your left or right that is actively trying to get behind you or get close to you because you're tunnel visioning focused on the ones in front of you. Like, now this just could be me, but that happens 9 times out of 10 to me. Like, there's always some rusher that is flanking me that I didn't even hear, but only yells at me when he's close to me, because they have a tendency to yell and do Wilhelm screams sometimes when they're trying to get close to you. But 9 times out of 10, there's always one that sneaks up on me and gets me every time. And I'm just like, dude, like, I hate it, but at the same time, I love it because no other game does that to me. You know, where the AI is actually smart, it's not stupid. You know, Destiny 2, for example, the enemies don't just stand there and walk towards you. And sometimes, 50-50 chance they'll roll into cover only to run back in front of you and walk towards you. You know what I mean? Like, there's no other game that does that. No other game that does Division 2's enemy AI. And I hate to say that because that sounds really stupid to me. That sounds really dumb to want because it's such a basic thing. But, okay, another perfect example. Last Descendant, or First Descendant. I don't remember what it's called. That's a game I was hopeful for. That's a game that I was looking forward. I was looking so forward to that game because it looked like it had everything I wanted. You know, the environment, it was kind of based in reality. I'll say that loosely. It was before it became its waifu shooter that it is now. Like, it intrigued me. It had me hooked. I was like, all right, this looks pretty good. This looks like it might finally take me away from Division 2. I play it, and it's the same exact thing. What I hate about Destiny 2, and it's the fucking enemy AI. It's the fucking enemy AI that they'll just fucking stand there and then just walk towards you. Why do they do that? I don't know why they, like, am I retarded? Like, do developers think or like, what's the mentality of other developers where it's like, we don't want to challenge the player too much. We don't want the player to be challenged when he's shooting at things. We don't want him to actually aim at the thing to kill it. We want him to actually, they feel like he's in this huge power fantasy to, be able to annihilate this thing that just fucking stands there, doesn't do anything. Like it was a turnoff. I played first. I gave it a chance, dude. I really did. I gave it a huge chance and played it for like a good solid 2 hours. I obviously played Ajax because he was the coolest looking character, only to find out that he was a fucking tank for some unknown reason and had a grenade launcher or rocket launcher that was kind of shit, not gonna lie. Listen, if you're gonna give a character a rocket launcher, I'm expecting some Michael Bay explosions. Okay, I'm expecting some hardcore, especially a character that looks like Ajax. I'm expecting to be able to tackle football fucking quarterback tackle into an enemy, grab him God of War style, and ram him into other enemies. That's what I'm expecting from a character like that, in my opinion. And I didn't get that at all. Not even with other characters. Like, it just doesn't feel that way. And that's another thing. It was a hero shooter kind of. And games like that, looter shooters, just stop doing that. I'm sorry. Like, hero shooter mechanics in a looter shooter just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. You should be able to choose the character that you want, or no, better, you should make your character the way you want it in a looter shooter. If you're making a looter shooter, you should be able to build your character the way you want him to be. You should be able to make your character look the way you want it to look. There shouldn't be some different voice actor. There shouldn't be something else. You should just pick that voice. I like that voice. I'm going to put on that character. I'm going to make this character mine. And this is my identity in the game. And I want that. I basically want Monster Hunter style character creator for a looter shooter. Is that so hard? Is that really so hard? And I bring that up because it's not called Project LLL. It's I think it's Korean, maybe it's Chinese. I don't remember which it is. You could correct me in the comments, but that other game came out with a trailer recently, and it's you got mechs, you got a jetpack, you got Metal Gear stealth mechanics for some reason. The world is a digital world like Assassin's Creed for some reason. It's really out there and weird, and I was just like, I might give this a shot. But then like having all this stuff, and I'm like, how are you gonna make this work in a game like this? Then again, Where Winds Meet came out, and it's like, okay, these guys know what they're doing. If it's the same developers, that is. I doubt it is, but um yeah, it's just I don't think that game will take me away from Division still to this day. First Descendant couldn't do it. I gave it a chance and I put it down almost 4 to 5 hours in, and I really gave it a chance. Beat the first boss. I it just the boss fights, dude. The fact that you're in a fucking circular arena, right? And you have to shoot at this big giant boss, okay, that moves very slowly. Is it you have to take down his armor plates piece by piece. You have to just, you know, shoot at it casually, bullet spongy things, and it's like, isn't this the exact thing that everybody absolutely hated Division 2 for? Division 2, when its release, all the enemies were bullet spongy. It was so bad to the point that everyone was like, that was the main complaint. The main complaint with Division 2 when it first came out was all the enemies are way too bullet spongy. Tanks, get out of here, dude. They took so much just to take down when the game came out. Because you couldn't have an all red build right at the bat. You had to work for it first. And dude, like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Again, there is no other game like Division 2 on this planet. And I hate to say that. I really do. Because it's in control of Ubisoft, probably one of the most corrupt companies on the planet. Well, the corrupt gaming companies on the planet. Absolutely. And I'm a whale. I am a Division 2 whale. I am. I will admit that. I do buy cosmetics. I do support the Division 2. I do buy all the things that do come out. If I do like it, I'll buy it. You know, like I mean, if you love a game, you buy things with it, right? I mean, why the fuck wouldn't you? Same thing for people who play WoW. I mean, like, I would love it. I would love it if Ubisoft Massive specifically treated Division 2 like their WoW. Just keep adding content to it. Stop trying to make a new game because you guys will fuck it up. I'm sorry, I just don't have trust in you guys to make an entirely new game, because if the seasonal modifiers are anything to go off of, you cannot do it. Just keep doing what you're doing with Division 2. Keep adding more content to it. Add more DLCs. Keep adding more raids, more incursions, all this good stuff. Like, hell, if you want to, just, you know what? Just combine New York and Brooklyn into one, and then just give us Division 1's map. How about that? I don't know why you couldn't do that before. They blame it on server memory, but you know what? They put so much bullshit in the store that the store actually actively ruins your game performance. The store. How do you know that? Well, go play the PTS. The PTS doesn't have the store, doesn't have the season menus, doesn't have the event menus. The game runs flawless in PTS. It's because of the effing store. The store eats your fucking performance. It's that thing right there. Just give me expansions. I will happily pay fucking money for expansions. Happily. Just don't make me spend $80 on a Division 3 that's going to be broken at release. Mark my fucking words. It's going to happen. My name is AhnoldRunningMan. I'll catch you guys next time. If today was your birthday today or any other day on such a stream or upload on this channel, please have yourself a happy freaking birthday. Autobots, transform and roll on.